Hello dear students, welcome back. Today we are going to learn to prepare two columnar cash book. Two columnar cash book or double column cash book is a cash book which has two columns of amounts on each side of the cash book. One to record cash transactions and another to record discount allowed and discount received. In double column cash book, transactions of cash receipts and cash payments are recorded along with the cash discount allowed or received, if any. As we know, there are three types of two columnar cash book. First, cash and discount columnar cash book, cash and bank columnar cash book, and bank and discount columnar cash book. So today we will study cash and discount columnar cash book. So open your textbook and read question number 4. Here we have to prepare cash and discount columnar cash book of Javid. So let's start. So here is the cash book with cash and discount columns of Javid for April 2015. Before proceeding further, let's recall some points regarding cash discount. See, cash discount is included in nominal account. Hence, debit the expenses and losses, credit income and gains. Rule is applied. Cash discount is expense for traders. Therefore, discount allowed is debited. Cash discount is income for the trader who is the receiver of the benefit. Therefore, discount received account is credited. So let's start with the first transaction. Here in the question, first one is given opening cash balance rupees 5,500. As this is opening cash balance, so we will record it on debit side of cash book. So here it is, to balance, brought forward, amount 5,500. Then date 3rd, goods of rupees 4,000 sold at 10% cash discount. Here we are selling goods, and by selling goods we are getting cash. So here cash is coming in the business. So it will be recorded on debit side of cash book. But we will not record whole amount, that is 4,000, because we are giving discount to our customer, that is 10%. So 10% of 4,000 is 400. This is discount allowed, for which we have prepared separate column, that is discount allowed column, which you can see here on left hand side on debit side. So as for discount, we use the rule of nominal account, which says debit all expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gain. And here discount, we are giving discount. So it is discount allowed and it is treated as an expense. So as per the rule, we will record it on debit side of cash book. So here 400, that is cash discount, will be recorded on debit side of cash book, and we will record it in discount allowed column. And in cash column, since we are receiving only 3,600, that is 4,000 minus cash discount 400, that is 3,600. So in cash column, since we are receiving only 3,600, so we will record here 3,600. Now, next transaction. Date 4th. Goods of rupees 3,000 sold at 10% trade discount. So here again we are selling goods and we are getting cash. So it will be recorded on debit side of cash book. But again, here we are allowing trade discount, and trade discount is not shown separately. We show only cash discount separately. We never show trade discount separately, but we deduct it. So as we are allowing 10% trade discount, so we will get only 2,700 cash. So here we will record it on cash column, that is 2,700. Then transaction number 5th. Cash of rupees 2,000 paid to Earth in full settlement of his account of rupees 2,030. Here point of allowance is there, which is identical to cash discount. See, many times businessman pays less amount or receives less amount at the time of final settlement. So whatever short amount is paid or received is known as allowance. Here we had to pay rupees 2,030 to Earth, but we are paying only 2,000. That means 30 rupees is allowance received for us. So it will be treated as an income for the business. So here also we will apply rule of nominal account for allowance, and as per that we will show it on credit side of cash book, as per nominal account the rule says credit all income and gain. So on right hand side here we have prepared discount received account, and there we will write amount of allowance received, that is 30 rupees. And in cash column we will write 2,000, since our cash is decreasing by rupees 2,000 only, since we are paying only 2,000. Now next transaction, date 10th. Goods of rupees 4,000 purchased at 5% cash discount. It is cash purchase, so it will be recorded in cash book, but on which side? Since we are purchasing goods, and as we have purchased goods, so we must have had to pay the money, that is 4,000 minus 5% discount, that is we are paying cash of rupees 3,800. So here we will write 3,800, and in discount column, that is 5% of 4,000, we will write 200. It is discount received. It is an income for us, so we will record it on credit side of cash book. Now next transaction, date 13. Salary of rupees 1,000 and wages of rupees 600 are paid by cash. Here we are making payment, so our cash balance is decreasing. So why our cash balance is decreasing? Because we are paying salary. So here we will write by salary account on credit side, and we are paying wages. So here we will write by wages account. So by salary account 1,000 and by wages account 600. Our cash balance is decreasing. Now date 15th. Commission of rupees 100 and brokerage of rupees 900 are received. Here we are receiving cash, so we will record it on debit side. Why we are receiving cash? Because we have received income in the way of commission, so we will write to commission account, and in the way of brokerage, so we will write brokerage account. Amount is 100 for commission and 900 of brokerage. So in cash column we will write both the amounts. Now next transaction, date 17th. Cash of rupees 1,400 paid to Krishna in full settlement of account of rupees 1,420. Here our payable amount was 1,420, and out of that we are paying only 1,400. We are paying less amount. So here our cash is decreasing by rupees 1,400 only. So here we will write in cash column rupees 1,400, and As we had to pay 1,420 to Krishna, but we are paying 1,400 only. That means the differential amount, which is rupees 20, is allowance. It is we are receiving allowance here. So it will be treated as an income. So we will record it on credit side as per the rule of nominal account. So here on credit side in discount column, we will record rupees 20. And in particular, we will write by Krishna account as we are paying it to Krishna. Now, next transaction, date 18th. Goods of rupees 5,000 sold at 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount. Here both the types of discounts are given. So in case when both the types of discounts are given, first we deduct 10%, first we will deduct trade discount, and whatever amount we get, we calculate cash discount on that amount. So here, let us deduct 10% trade discount first. So 10% of 5,000 would be 500. And if we deduct 500 from 5,000, we will get 4,500. Now on 4,500, we will calculate 5% cash discount. 5% of 4,500 is 225. So 225 is cash discount. Now here we are selling goods, and if we sell good, we get cash. So here we are getting cash. Cash is coming in the business. So we will record it on debit side. So in amount column, we will write 4,275. This is the amount which we get after deducting trade discount and cash discount. And as we show only the amount of cash discount in discount column, so here cash discount is 225, which we will show in discount column. Now next transaction, date 19th. A machine of rupees 6,000 purchased from Ramesh, for which 2,000 paid by cash, and it is decided that the remaining amount will be paid after 1 month. That means here there is cash transaction. We can call it cash transaction for the amount of rupees 2,000 only, as we have made payment for rupees 2,000 only, and remaining payment we will pay it 1 month later. So in cash book, we will record the amount of rupees 2,000 only, as this much is only cash transaction. As we are purchasing machine, so our cash is reducing, so we will record it on credit side of cash book. Here it is. We are making payment as we have purchased machine, and in particular column we will write by machine account. Why our cash is going out? Because we have purchased an asset, and that is a machine. So we will record it here by machine account. Now next transaction, date 23rd. As more funds are required in the business, household furniture of rupees 3,000 is sold for rupees 3,500, and out of this 2,500 are brought in the business. Owner is bringing 2,500 in cash as more funds are required in the business. So here cash is coming in the business. So we will record it on debit side, that is 2,500. And as owner is bringing it in the business, so we will name it capital account. So in particular column, we will write to capital account, date 23rd. The next transaction, date 27th. Rupees 225 paid to Vyapari Mahamandal towards annual fees. As it is annual fees, we can also call it as subscription. So we are making payment here, so we will record it on credit side. We will write in particular column by subscription account. and in cash column we will write 225. Then date 29. Go down rent rupees 600 paid by cash and carriage of rupees 300 paid to Shambhu by cash. Here both the amount will be recorded on credit side as we are making payment. So first we will write date, that is 29. In particular column, why cash is going out? Because we are paying go down rent. So we will record it here by go down rent account. Amount 600. Then we are making payment for carriage, rupees 300. So again, we will write here by carriage account, and in amount column we will write 300. So our cash is decreasing by rupees 600 and 300 as we are making for payment for go down rent and carriage. Now we have completed all the recordings. Now it's time to close cash book. So here first we will total the debit column, and from that we will deduct total of credit column. So difference amount will appear on credit side and it will be called closing cash balance. So we will write here by balance CF. Closing cash balances, that is differential amount, which is 7,650. And as total of receipt side is always more, and the bigger total we will write on both the sides, that is 19,575, which we will record on both the sides. If we talk about discount columns are not balanced but are totaled. Amount in the discount column on the receipt side, that means on debit side, is the amount of cash discount allowed on the payments received, which is 625. It is an expense for the business. An amount in the discount column on the payment side, that means on credit side, is the amount of cash discount received on the payments made, which is rupees 250. It is an income for the business. So must note that discount columns are not balanced but are totaled. Now let us see another type of two columnar cash book, that is bank and discount columnar cash book. For that, take out question number 7. Here some transactions are given and we have to prepare bank and discount columnar cash book of Akhilesh. So let's start. So here is our bank and discount columnar cash book. In this type of cash book, bank column and discount column are kept. When the payment is made through check and the discount is received, or when the amount is received by check and the discount is allowed to record such discount and bank transactions, bank and discount columnar cash book is prepared. As we know, bank is an artificial person. So here the rule of personal account will be applicable to the bank column. And as discount is an income or expense, so here rule of nominal account will be applicable to the discount column. So here we go with the first transaction. Our first transaction is date July 1st, opening bank overdraft rupees 13,500. Here note that here opening bank balance is not given. Here opening bank overdraft is given, that is rupees 13,500. Now let us understand what is bank overdraft. When the trader makes agreement with the bank to withdraw more than the balance in his account up to a fixed amount, such facility is known as bank overdraft. Or we can say that amount withdrawn in excess of its own money in the bank is known as bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is shown as a credit balance, meaning thereby that the business has to pay that amount to the bank. If a business has a credit bank balance, that is overdraft, in the beginning of a period, it is recorded in the bank column on the payment side or credit side of the cash book as by balance brought down. Amount is 13,500. Now next transaction, date 2nd. Goods of rupees 5,000 sold to Premal, against which he issued a check of rupees 4,950 in full settlement of account, which is immediately deposited in the bank. Here, goods of rupees 5,000 have been sold, but we are getting a check of rupees 4,950 from our customer. That means we have given him a discount of rupees 50. So here, as we have given discount, so it will be treated as expense for us. So according to the rule of nominal account, it will be recorded on debit side. Here it is 50. In particular column, we will write to sales account, and in bank column, as bank is an artificial person, so for that we will use the rule of we will apply the rule of personal account, that is debit the receiver and credit the giver. Here bank is the receiver of check, that's why we will record it on debit side of cash book. Amount is 4,950. Now next transaction, date 8th. Goods of rupees 6,000 purchased and a check is issued for the necessary amount. Here we have purchased goods of rupees 6,000 and for that we made payment through check. And here our bank balance is decreasing. Here bank is the giver. So as per the rule of personal account, that is credit the giver, here we will record it on credit side in the bank column of cash book. That is amount 6,000 by purchase account. Now next transaction, date 10th. Check of rupees 5,000 is received from Geetaben in full settlement of account of rupees 5,060. Here we are receiving check. Here bank is the receiver of check. So we will record it on debit side. But our receivable was rupees 5,060. But we are getting only 5,000 through check. That means we have given allowance. So here allowance will be treated as an expense. So here we will write 60 rupees, which is allowance, and in the bank column we will write 5,000, the amount which we received through check. Now date 15th. Check of rupees 7,000 issued to Aradhana in full settlement of the debt of rupees 7,015. Here bank is the giver as we are issuing check. So here bank is the giver, so we will record it on payment side or credit side of cash book. In the bank column we will write 7,000 as we have issued check of rupees 7,000. Now to whom we are paying? We are paying to Aradhana. So here we will write by Aradhana account, and our payable was 7,015, but we are issuing check of rupees 7,000 only. That means here we have received allowance of rupees 15. So in discount column we will record rupees 15 as allowance received. Now next transaction, date 20. Goods of rupees 16,000 sold to Kajal, for which she issued a check of the necessary amount which is deposited in the bank. So here this time we are receiving check from Kajal. So here bank is the receiver of check. So we will record it on debit side of cash book in bank column, rupees 16,000. And reason for receiving it, we have sold goods. So we will write it to sales account. Now next transaction, date 25th, cash of rupees 2,000 deposited in the bank. Here again, bank is the receiver of cash. So we will record it in bank column on debit side of cash book. So amount is 2,000 and in particular we will write to cash account. Now next transaction, date 29th. Check issued by Kajol is dishonored. Now let us understand what is check dishonored. See, if the bank refuses to pay the amount to the payee, the check is said to be dishonored. In other words, dishonor of check is a condition in which the bank refuses to pay the amount of check to the payee. So in case of check dishonor, we will make reverse entry of what we made at the time of issuance of check. On day 20, when we sold goods to Kajol, on that day, she issued check of rupees 16,000. So on that day, we record it on debit side. Here it is. But now as check is dishonored, so we will record it on opposite side, that is on credit side of cash book, 16,000 by Kajol account. Now we will close the cash book as we have completed all recording. So now here bank column of cash book are balanced. See, here it is not necessary that the total of receipt side is always bigger in case of bank column. Here if you close this, you will find that here total of credit side in bank column is bigger. So if at the end of the period, at the time of balancing the bank column, if it is found that the debit side of total is short, the bank column is balanced by entering to balance carried forward. Here it is, date 31st. We will write to balance carried forward in the bank column on the receipt side or debit side of the cash book. And in the beginning of the next year, it is entered in the bank column on the payments or credit side of the cash book and brought forward. That is 14,550. So here you can see that here difference is appearing on debit side in bank column of cash book and difference is 14,550. So here you must note that it is not necessary that there is always debit balance of bank column in cash book. The bank column may have either debit or credit balance. So that's all for today. I hope you would have understood. So keep on learning and practicing. Thank you very much.